Hello everybody, this is Conquering History Games, and welcome to a new Stellaris Custom Civilization as we continue to make our way towards the big galactic free-for-all. Today is going to be another empire based on some science fiction. This is going to be based on Little Shop of Horrors, which is a fun little musical that I actually was fortunate enough to play in the band on back when I was in high school. Very fun playing, very funky. Alright, so species name. We are going to go with calling them Audreys, or the Audrey, because in the musical, for those of you who have not seen it, a flower shop worker finds a mysterious plant that happens after an eclipse of the sun on the 21st of August, and it eventually grows into this big man-eating plant. And he names it Audrey after this girl that he likes, who's also called Audrey, so the plant is Audrey too, but we're just going to call them all Audreys for right now. So, Audreys, adjective, Audrey. All right, next, nameless. We're going to go with the, what was I going to go with for the name of that? I think I was just going to go for TP, like don't feed the plants, you know. Plant, here we go. Plantoid. I wanted Plantoid name 3 because it has good names like Vanquishing, Flourishing, Burgeoning, and some of the other ones are a little bit too peaceful sounding for me. Now, there's going to be a lot of traits for this thing. First off, it's very strong. Very, very strong. Members of this species possess a strength that almost defies the laws of physics. It's going to be charismatic because, you know, keeps tricking these people into feeding it. Members of this species have a special charisma and are generally considered pleasant to be around. However, they are also decadent. The species believes that whenever there is hard work that needs doing, that work is always best done by somebody else. This is going to lower their worker happiness as well as their slave happiness. We're going to talk more about that later. They are also very wasteful. Members of this species seemingly have no concept of frugality and are prone to useless consumption. They just eat and eat and eat, which is increasing their pop consumer upkeep by 10%. And then finally, they are quarrelsome. While not inherently distrustful, members of this species are often socially combative. Anybody who's seen the musical knows that this guy heaps a lot of abuse on the guy who is feeding him. This is going to lower the unity from their jobs by 10%. Next, homeworld name. We're going to go with, I believe it's Mencken, who wrote the play, Alan Mencken. And for the star name, so in the musical, there are these 3 girls who act as a Greek chorus. They kind of sing some of the events that are going on. They open the play, they close the play, and they recur throughout it. But I don't think they actually have any official names. Like, they do have names, like one's Crystal and so on and so forth, but collectively they don't have a name. So back when my school was doing it, we just referred to them as the Shopettes. So that's what we are going to do here. Shopettes. There's that leaf blower outside. I hope you guys aren't hearing that. Anyways, the Shopettes, and so we're going to also set it up so it's a random trinary system that pops up, so there's always going to be 3 of them as that Greek chorus. And tropical world because lots of vegetation. Alright, let's pick up, what have I not used yet? I suppose the city really doesn't matter. Alright, now, they're going to be fanatic militarists, meaning they can use the no retreat war doctrine, lowering their acclaim influence cost by 20% and increasing their ship fire rate by 20%. The ability to project force is of paramount importance. The only way to preserve our way of life is to make sure everyone shares it, willingly or not. And they're also going to be xenophobes. This is crucial so they can purge and enslave aliens. It's going to decrease opinions for their opinions of other species. They cannot give aliens full citizenship. They cannot allow aliens to have full military service, and they cannot use refugees welcome species policy. This is going to lower their empire. Their empire modifier means that star-based influence cost is going to be reduced by 20%, and their pop growth speed is going to increase by 10%. So between the claim influence and the star-based influence changes, we should see them moving around kind of quickly. Alright, I'm trying to think about what sort of government these plants had, and I decided to go with dictatorial, the whole concept being that the Audrey 2 was the first one on Earth, and so they're able to, like, whoever's the first on the planet and starts eating people first, he's in charge. They're not really a hive mind, though, so that's why I didn't go with that one. So we're going to go with dictatorial. It's not really a monarchy or an imperial system, so just plain old dictatorial. Now, wait a second here. There it is. Now they're going to be barbaric despoilers. This society holds few things sacred. To fight is to live, and the strongest may seize whatever they covet. This means they can't form migration treaties. They can't join federations. They're going to be able to have a despoliation, cause Ibel, and all other empires. They're going to be able to do raiding bombardments. And it'll decrease their opinion of most other empires. And finally, because we have to account for the people who foolishly continued to feed the plants, we're going to go with the syncretic evolution. A second species forms an integral part of the society. They are big, strong, and most of them have the intelligence of a particularly dim-witted child. Ancient wars have culled their species of their most aggressive tendencies, leaving them quite servile. They will start the game with 12 pops, being of another subservient species. Now, that subservient species is going to look like humans, but they're not going to be called humans. Instead, we're going to call them the jerk species, because that's in the last song of the play. That's they're talking about how people these dumbasses keep feeding the plants. So it's like, subsequent to the events that you have just witnessed, unsuspecting jerks from Maine to California made the acquaintance of a new breed of flytrap and got sweet-talked into feeding it blood. So the name will be Jerk. They are jerks, and their adjective is jerk. There we go. Okay, name list. We'll just go United Nations of Earth, I think. Yeah, keep it simple. Wait, what? Oh, this doesn't seem right. Oh, there we go. That was weird. It looked like it was giving alien names for a second. Alright, pretty simple stuff. Of course, they are servile. This is a permanent trait that they get because they've evolved alongside the more advanced species. Never particularly intelligent to begin with, selective breeding for physical prowess and docility has reduced them to servile proles, increasing their happiness by 10%, increasing the resources they get from jobs by 10%, but they cannot make leaders, nor can they be employed in ruler or specialist jobs. We're only going to have a couple of traits for them, the first one being agrarian, obviously. Where is it? Yeah, here we go. Agrarian. This species has a deep connection to the land and make expert farmers and gardeners. They're a bunch of flower shop owners, basically, or workers, increasing the food they're going to get from jobs by 15%. However, they are very stupid, so they are slow learners. Members of this species are slow to learn from their experiences. Leader experience gain minus 25%, which is really not going to do anything to them because they can't generate leaders anyway. So they're just slaves. That's all they are. Okay, next. We already went through that. We went through that. Government and ethics. We'll give them the militaristic voice. Empire name. We're going to name it after the flower shop. Mushnik and Son. That's right. Okay. But we're still going to collectively call them Audreys. But in fact, instead of Mushnik and Son, we're going to call this the Mushnik and Son Flower Shop. Which is going to be a bit squeeze into the Empire's part of the screen, but that's why they'll have to take over the whole galaxy, so it'll be nice and legible. And for the logo, we're going to have the flower here. We're going to go with, let's see, I want this. Maybe that. I think we can go with the darker green here. Yeah, that looks good. Next. Okay. This doesn't really matter. Now, the starting ruler will be called Audrey 2. And for the Warlord, yeah, the title doesn't matter that much. Let's find a nice color for the starting one. Are there any greens and reds here? I think that's fine. This is probably as good as it's going to get. And I know that we have one with vines on the walls. There we go. And there you have it, the Mushnik and Son Flower Shop, our resident fanatical militarists that are going to be running around the galaxy in this free-for-all. Do you think that they can win? Do you think they're going to be able to defeat the other species, consume them, turn them into slaves, purge all the rest, and rule the galaxy? Let me know in the comments below. I'm Conquering History Games. Please subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.